Today, we're going to talk about two absolutely vital components that you need in order to get work as a professional musician. So maybe right now you are getting a lack of projects through, you're not getting any interest, any quote requests through your website, nobody's DMing you via social media and asking to work with you. And this can make you feel really frustrated. I've been in this position before where no matter what I tried, I just can't seem to get clients, and it is frustrating and it does get you down. So in this video, I want to help you overcome this problem and share what I've learned in order to help me get clients. So here are the two things that you need in order to get more work online as a professional musician. So the first thing that you need is a portfolio, and this can either be on your website, it can be on SoundCloud, somewhere online that hosts your music and your previous work. Now, your previous work can look like a lot of things. It can be music videos of songs you've worked on. It can be actual MP3 files of songs you've worked on. It can be videos of your students, of how they progressed. It can be live videos of you playing as well. Anything that shows your work, previous examples of a client's work that you've worked on. All you need are 3 to 5 examples of this, and this can be either a variation of what you've worked on, depending on what your niche is, or if you do have a specific niche or a specific genre you work with, then in that case you can make your 3 to 5 songs focused on that niche. If you are using audio files or video files for your portfolio, be careful with which formats you use. Some people will think that you need the high quality formats for your portfolio to look and sound as great as possible. And although there is some truth to that, there is a negative side to uploading high quality files. So for example, if you've got an audio portfolio and you are uploading WAV files, then chances are, because these are much bigger than MP3, that your portfolio and your files take ages to load online. You'll be surprised at the amount of people that will lose patience and leave just because your songs and your portfolio isn't loading quick enough. So therefore, I think it's important to use MP3 instead of WAV files, and in terms of video formats, use a slightly lower quality format. The reason for this is your portfolio will still do its job even if it's slightly lower quality. No one will be able to really distinguish an MP3 file to a WAV file if they're just listening through the phone. And in the end of the day, if you're a musician, people just want to know that you're good at what you do and your music, your recordings sound good in context with the song. They don't care how crisp it is, whether it's a WAV file or an MP3 file. Whereas if you do want that extra bit of quality, you are sacrificing loading times and you are risking the chance of people leaving your website just because your portfolio and your songs aren't loading quick enough. And that is a really silly way to let people slip through the cracks and let them leave your website. Another important thing to do on your portfolio is label tracks by the genre of the track and what you did on that specific track. Now that, of course, is if you are uploading tracks and audio files. However, this is applicable to videos too. You see, it's easy for people to just label the songs up as the songs and as the artists they work with. However, to the general public and to someone that comes across your portfolio, this means absolutely nothing to them. Unless if it's a massive band, then that person will not know who that band is and they're not going to know what they're clicking on. If you make things as easy as possible for people by just saying, look, this track is rock, this track is metal, I recorded drums on this one, I wrote this one, that gives people a really good indication as to what service you did on that track and how good you are at it. That's all people want to know. They don't care what the band is, they don't care what the name of the track is. At the end of the day, they're just listening to make sure that your work is good and it backs you up, and it may convince or not convince them to work with you in the future. You do want to make things as easy as possible for the listener, so why not just label your portfolio up in the most convenient way for them so they know what they're clicking on and they listen to what they want to listen to. The last point about portfolios, very important one, do not use SoundCloud or Spotify portfolio players on your website. They don't look great. They often don't integrate very well either with websites. And for those people that don't have SoundCloud or don't have Spotify on the mobile or the computer or whichever device they're viewing your website on, then it's going to come up with just a 30-second preview. And although you can argue this is, enough for people to get an idea, it's not ideal really. People want to listen to the full track, no gimmicks, no redirects to other websites. So I recommend just using the standard portfolio player, the standard audio or video player that comes with your website builder, no SoundCloud players and no Spotify players. The second vital component to getting more work online as a session musician is reviews and testimonials. Now, you should ideally have 3 to 5 of your best testimonials on your website from previous clients that you've worked with. If you've got a ton more reviews, then you can always link just below that to the rest of your reviews, whether that's on Google or whether that's on Facebook. It's important alongside your reviews to display a name of the client that the review is from and a headshot or picture if possible. And this just adds that authenticity to the review and testimonial so it doesn't look like you've just pulled it out of thin air. Also, if you've got extremely long reviews, sentence after sentence, a few paragraphs, then I would personally condense each review down into just a couple of the best sentences from that review. People don't want to read about you all day, but if they get the general idea that you are making your clients happy and people are leaving your services feeling satisfied, then that is going to be enough for you to build trust with your potential clients that are viewing your website and are reading your testimonials. So if you don't have 3 to 5 examples of your work, if you don't have 3 to 5 testimonials, then it's time for you, unfortunately, to do some free work for people. Now, you don't have to do free work forever, and this can even be for your friends and family or people that you know, but you just need to do this in order to get your testimonials, get your portfolio built up, because you need those 2 things that are absolutely vital for building trust and therefore getting work online as a professional musician. There's a few quick rules though about doing free work. First of all, only do small projects for free. Don't do full tours. Don't do hundreds of hours of lessons. Don't do a full album when you're recording for someone. Just do short projects for free. Secondly, don't work with absolutely anybody. Make sure you work with a good artist that's good at what to do and is going to basically make your portfolio sound great. There's no point in doing free work if that free work sounds like trash. That's not going to lever you into getting paid work in the future. Only work with great artists when you're doing free work. Lastly, prior to the free project, please agree with that client, with that person, that you will get a testimonial at the end of it and you'll be able to use that project as an example of your work on your portfolio on your website. If you agree to this prior, then it's just good communication really, and that person will know why you're basically in for the free project, and there's also no surprises and no unset expectations when it comes to the end of that free project. So just to quickly sum up, the 2 things you need to get more clients online as a professional musician are reviews and testimonials and a portfolio that sounds great and attracts potential clients. And like I said, if you don't have 3 to 5 of either of those things, then start doing free projects for people you know, your friends or family, and people in your immediate circle. These things are extremely simple to implement, and ultimately it's going to help you drive more income, get more clients, and build your business faster. If you don't do this, then people are never going to trust you enough online to book you, and therefore you're not going to be able to build that dream career that you want and be a professional musician for a living.